Boker Tov, good morning. It's wonderful to be here together on this rainy Torah morning, this lovely rainy morning on Thursday morning. Boker Tov. I hope everyone is doing well today. Please do drop a word of greeting to others who are here with us, all of us who are here together as we start this day, focused in a meaningful way. Fern and Lance and Annette, good morning, and Franklin and Eleanor, and who did I miss? Alan and Joni and Sean. Welcome to Boker Tov from Temple Sinai. I'm Rabbi Michael Dolgan. Glad to be here together with you for Temple Sinai of Toronto's daily opportunity to connect, to reflect, and to remember. Morning, Sulang and Seymour, and to one and all as we gather here together on this Torah day. And so let's begin as we do, grounded in gratitude. I'm just appreciative of another day. Please join me. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher yatzar et ha'adam bechokma u'bara bo nekavim nekavim chalulim chalulim galui v'yadua lifnei chisech vodecha she'im yipatech echad mehem o yisatem echad mehem yefshar להתקיים ולעמוד לפניך. Baruch atah Adonai רופא כל בשר ומפליא לעשות. Blessed eternal God, creator of the universe, you have fashioned our bodies with wisdom, creating within us a finely balanced network. To stand before you in prayer is itself a fragile miracle. Eternal God, we praise you as the healer of body and spirit. The soul that you have given me, O God, is a pure one. You have created and formed it, breathed it into me, and within me you sustain it. So long as my soul is within me, I will give thanks to you, eternal my God and God of my ancestors, source of all creation, sovereign of all souls. We praise you, eternal God, in whose hand is the power of all life and the spirit of all flesh. And please join me, La'asok b'divrei Torah, to commit ourselves to learning Torah, to creating Torah, to experiencing Torah. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu la'asok b'divrei Torah. Ba'arev na Adonai Eloheinu et divrei Toratcha b'finu ובפי עמך בית ישראל, ונהיה אנחנו וצאצאינו, וצאצאי עמך בית ישראל, כולנו יודעי שמך, ולומדי תורתך לשמה. ברוך אתה, אדוני, המלמד תורה לעמו ישראל. אלו דברים שאין להם שיעור. These are the obligations whose value cannot be measured. They nourish us in this world and help us to create the world to come. Kibud Av Va'em, to honor fathers and mothers. Ugmilut Chasadim, to perform acts of love and kindness. Bashkamat Beit HaMidrash Shacharit V'Yerovit, to attend the house of study morning and evening. V'Achnasat Orchim, to welcome the stranger. V'Bikur Cholim, to visit the sick. V'Achnasat Kala, to provide for brides and grooms. Ulvayat Hamet, to keep faith with the dead. Biyun Tfilah, to pray with sincerity. V'Hava'at Shalom Ben Adam L'Chavero, to make peace when there is strife. V'Talmud Torah Keneged Kulam, and the study of Torah is equal to them all. Well, Levayat Hamet, which we translate as keeping faith with the dead, is something really even more than that. Levaya means accompanying. It means going along and being with. And at a levaya, at a funeral, we not only accompany the dead to burial, but we stand with the family. Today, sadly, we're going to have to lay to rest a member of the Temple family who is still in high school. Very, very saddened, and we stand with his family And so we're going to join together in Psalm 23 together after Baruch She'amo to remind us the power of actions and the power of words at a time like this to help people know that in the worst of circumstances, they are not alone. Baruch She'amar v'haya ha'olam. Blessed is the one who speaks that we might listen. Blessed is the one who acts that we might be witnesses. Baruch hu u'baruch shemo. Blessed is the one who decides that we might accept. Blessed is the one who has mercy that we might live. Baruch She'amar v'haya ha'olam. Blessed is the one who removes the darkness that we might see. Blessed is the one who lives forever that we might believe. Blessed is the one who saves and delivers that we might be redeemed. And now we join together, in the words of Psalm 23, Mizmor LeDavid, Adonai Roi Lo Echsar. With the Eternal as my shepherd, I shall want for nothing. I will lie down in a beautiful pasture. As I am led along restful waters, my soul will be restored. I will be guided along the paths of righteousness, serving God's higher purpose. Adonai Roi Lo Echsar. Even when I must walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I fear no evil when you are with me. Your strength and your support comfort me. When facing my enemies, your protection stretches out before me, sustaining mind and body. Adonai Roi Lo Echsar. Only goodness and mercy will pursue me all the days of my life, and I will live in God's presence for the rest of my days. Torah really strengthens us. It contains us, that we are part of Torah, and the experiences, the teachings that we leave behind, they become the Torah of the next generation. And so in that spirit, we join together in Shema Yisrael, as well as it being a Torah day in the chanting of the last paragraph of the Shema. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shem Kavod Malchuto Leolam Vaed. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha bechol levavecha ubechol nafshecha ubechol meodecha. Ve'ayu advarim ha'ele asher anochi metzavcha hayom al levavecha. V'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam. V'shivtecha bevetecha, u'velechtecha v'derech, u'v'shochbecha u'v'kumecha, u'kshartam la'ot al yadecha, v'ayu letotafot ben enecha, u'chtavtam al mezuzot betecha, u'v'isharecha. Vayomer Adonai el Moshe lemor, daber el bnei Yisrael ve'amarta alehem. Let's begin again with the chant. ויאמר אדוני אל משה לאמור, דבר אל בני ישראל, ואמרת עליהם, ויעשו להם ציצית על כנפי בגדיהם לדורותם, ונתנו על ציצית הכנף בטיל תכלת, והיה להם לציצית הוריתם אותו, וזכרתם את כל מצוות אדוני, ועשיתם אותם, ולא תטו אחרי לבבכם, ואחרי עיניהם, אשר אתם זונים אחריהם. למען תזכרו, ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני, אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני, אדוני אלוהיכם. Adonai Elohechem Emet. Well, on this beautiful Thursday, on this Thursday morning, we turn again to Parashat Ki Teitzei, from the later part of the book of Deuteronomy, words that speak to us, as we learned on Monday, about wartime, but also speak to us about every time. And we referred on Monday to Elvat Davo, to a matter that is Elva, that it crosses a line of commitment. But those words are echoed, as we said Monday, in these words, which are the Torah's words about marriage and divorce, that are worth taking a moment here for us together just to experience the antiquity of this institution, which has evolved so significantly, and the power of it as well. In Deuteronomy 24, it writes, Ki Kaddish isha ve'ala, a man takes a woman into his household as his wife and becomes her husband. If she fails to please him because he finds elvat davo, he finds something obnoxious translated here about her, he writes her a bill of divorce, hands it to her, and sends her away from his house. She leaves his household. And then were she to become the wife of another man, and then this latter man rejects her, the Hebrew says, usnea ha'ish, he is hateful toward her, writes her a bill of divorcement, hands it to her, and sends her away from his household. Or the man who has taken her second passes away. Then the first husband who divorced her shall not take her into his household to become his wife again. Acharei asher hutama, because she has become outside of the realm of regular behavior, tmeah, for that would be abhorrent to the Eternal. You must not bring sin upon the land that your God, the Eternal, is giving you. It's a really troubling and challenging paragraph. It says a number of things that we can affirm, a number of things that we've grown beyond. First of all, it says that marriage and divorce are part of life, that already divorce and remarriage were expected to be something of meaning and significance. One, obviously, the original intent, and one, a latter way to sanctify the turns and twists that life puts before us. But they are quite normalized. The idea of divorce is unclear for its reasons. Some teachers in our tradition say elvat davo is if there's a violation of the exclusivity of the marriage. Others say it can even be something mundane and everyday. But I don't think the interpretation that it can be mundane is the general intent of the passage, because the passage continues about the issue of marriage, divorce, remarriage, divorce, and then remarriage as the original couple. It's hard to know what the tradition means by these verses. The most common interpretations of our classical commentaries are that marriage and divorce are not to be taken lightly, so that a couple who would reasonably come together again in potentially a short time, is the imagination of the commentaries, means they should not have been divorced and are not taking these matters as seriously as they should in the first place. Then again, those ideas are not in the text itself. Generally, it's hard to relate to a text for two reasons. One, which has been changed by modern Jewish practice, is it's as if marriage is a gendered action, or a divorce is that a man marries a woman and a woman agrees to become his wife, and that it's her job to please him. This is not how we look at relationships and marriage today. Likewise, the ketubah, the document, just like there's a bill of divorcement, a document that leads to divorce, we have a document of marriage as well. And it's very important to modern Jews that those documents be egalitarian, that each one has a significant agency and a similar role in creating a life of commitment and sanctity that is marriage, as well as ending it in a way that is respectful and according to the values of our people in divorce. So that is a change, and likewise, um, we don't simply take as the dead letter of the law, that a couple who may have been married and then decades later, I know of circumstances such as these, where afterlife affects and changes both of them, they might, in a committed and thoughtful way, come together again. There are things that Torah describes with these negative words of toeva. They're usually translated as abomination, that we don't accept that way. It's true of this kind of marriage and remarriage. It's true of relationships between members of the same sex or gender. Um, so the text is ancient and powerful, that there are aspects of it that continue to be relevant, and it challenges us, as Torah always does, to hear the words of Torah in the idiom of today, not merely to address them through only an ancient lens. We're privileged to live in a time that our ancestors, our distant ancestors, knew something of, but more recently not, where there is a Jewish state, a state where our people can define and control their destiny. This demands enormous sacrifice, especially of those who live there, who must fight for their safety of all the citizens of that state, and for all the Jewish people worldwide. And for them, we turn to these words of blessing, that hoping that the soldiers of the IDF will be safe, and that their actions, challenging as they are, will somehow lead to a better time and a better world. מי שברך אבותינו אברהם יצחק ויעקב ואמותינו שרה רבקה לאה ורחל, הוא יברך את חיילי צבא ההגנה לישראל ושאר מגיני עמנו העומדים על משמרתם. ישמרם הקדוש ברוך הוא ויצילם מכל צרה וצוקה ומכל נגע ומחלה, וישלח ברכה בכל מעשה ידיהם, ויקוים בהם הכתוב. וכיתתו חרבותיהם לעתים, וחניתותיהם למזמרות, לא יישאו גוי את גוי חרב, ולא ימדון עוד מלחמה, וישבו איש תחת גפנו, ותחת תאנתו, ואין מחריד ונאמר, Amen. May the one who blessed our ancestors bless the soldiers of the IDF and all who stand on guard for us. May the Holy One guard them against all difficulty and distress, injury, and illness. May all of their actions bring blessing, fulfilling the prophet's words. Let them beat their swords into plowshares and their spears into pruning hooks. Let nation not lift up sword against nation, and may they learn war no more. May all sit under a vine or fig tree with none to make them afraid, and together we say, Amen. Our prayers turn now to those in need of strength and healing, whether those forcibly isolated, the hostages on day 699 of their captivity. There are no words for the cruelty and the inhumanity of this act, and the world's turning a blind eye to them. And we're with them, as well as all the injured and ill and isolated and unwell far away, as well as right here in our family and friends. And so for all those names given to me and given to Temple, those names placed in the chat in this and other services, we turn together to these words of Refuah. מי שברך אבותינו אברהם יצחק ויעקב ואמותינו שרה רבקה לאה ורחל, הוא ירפא את כל מכותינו. יהי רצון מלפניך אדוני אלוהינו להחלימם ולרפאותם, וישלח לנו מהרה רפואה שלמה ועטרת שלום, ונאמר Amen. May the one who blessed our ancestors bless and heal all who suffer. May it be the divine will to provide healing and strength, reveal to us the holiness of life, the wholeness of shalom, and let us say together, Amen. Well, it's very meaningful to take the time each day to connect and reflect and learn Torah, especially on Torah days, although we do so at every day. Um, and now we pause to take time to remember, to recall those who died in recent days and weeks, those who died at this season in years past, and those whom we have taken into our hearts with our own. During the past 30 days, we extend our condolences to the families of Cantor Paul Kowarski, Beatrice Rose Liss, Judy Tessler, and Lainey Kaplan Page. And it is our sad duty to report the death of our member Aaron Sherman, son of Stephen and Moira Sherman, brother of Emily, grandson of Lenore and Jack Sherman, and Barbara and Lawrence Stevenson. Our condolences to the entire family. The funeral will take place today at noon from Benjamin's. Additional information available on their website. We also remember all victims of war and terror, including terror victims Idan Shtivi, Ilan Weiss, Olga Weisberg, and we remember those IDF soldiers whose lives have been lost in the last 30 days, Ori Gerlich, Ariel Lublino. And on Yahrzeit today, on the anniversary of their deaths, on this 11th day of the month of Elul, on the 4th of September, 2025, we honor the life and legacy on Yahrzeit of Meyer Carr, Ephraim Diamond, Ruth Druxerman, Minnie Friedman, Sam Goldberg, Joseph Kligman, Rose Lippman, David Ross. Zichronam Livracha, may their memories be a blessing to us. Our griefs and our sympathies are mingled as we turn together to words sanctified by memory, words glorified by hope. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, v'helma devarach ute v'yamlich malchute, v'chayechon v'yamechon, v'chaye dechol beit Yisrael, b'agala ubizman kari v'emu, Amen. Yehi shmei Rabbah mevarach le'alam u'lalmei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי דקודשה ברכו. לילה מן כל ברכתה בשירתה, תושבחתה ונחמתה, תמירן בעלמה ואמו, אמן. יהי שלמה רבה מן שמיה וחיים, עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמו, אמן. עושה שלום במומיו, הוא יעשה שלום, עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמו, amen. May the source of peace and peace to all who mourn and bring comfort and strength to all who remember. And together we say, Amen. Well, it's very meaningful to be here with you together this morning. Glad that we've taken this time to start the day in this grounded way. I hope that today can be a meaningful day for you, and we'll look forward to being together again here tomorrow. Boker Tov, Make it a good one.